Tales of Veldrith, Book 5, The Heart of Magic. Episode 47, The Shadow's Warning. The road back to Jorvik was eerily quiet. The faint whispers emanating from the obsidian fragment seemed to seep into the silence, their cadence growing stronger the longer Eira carried it. She kept the fragment wrapped in thick cloth and secured in her satchel, but its presence was impossible to ignore. Even Leona, who typically filled the air with her sharp remarks, was uncharacteristically subdued. By the time the city gates came into view, Eira's nerves were fraying. The fragment's whispers had started to form words, disjointed and faint, but unmistakable.
Eira.
Failure.
The abyss calls.
She shook her head, trying to block it out. She wasn't sure how much of it was real and how much was her imagination, but it didn't matter. She needed answers. The council chamber was still and dimly lit when Eira and Leona returned. Elder Hrothgar and Ingrid sat at the long table, their faces lined with worry. Eira placed the wrapped fragment on the table with care, as though it might burst into flames.
"Another piece,"
she said, her voice clipped.
"The Abyssal Order is using these to corrupt the Ley Lines. If we don't stop them soon, the damage will spread beyond anything we've seen."
Ingrid unwrapped the fragment, her sharp eyes narrowing as the faint runes pulsed faintly.
This is abyssal writing,
she murmured.
a language older than recorded history. Few can read it, and fewer still can survive its influence.
Leona crossed her arms.
Well, it's whispering to Eira. That seems like a good reason to toss it in the nearest volcano.
Ingrid shot her a withering look.
If only it were that simple. Abyssal magic is tied to the Ley Lines. Destroying the fragment without disrupting its connection could amplify the corruption.
Hrothgar stroked his beard.
Then we must find a way to sever the connection. The ley lines themselves must be stabilized, or the Abyssal Order will always have a foothold.
"And how do we do that?"
Eira asked, her tone sharp.
"Because every time we face one of these creatures, it gets stronger. We're running out of time."
Ingrid hesitated, her gaze flicking to Hrothgar. He nodded, and she turned back to Eira.
There is someone who might help.
Later that evening, Ingrid led Eira and Leona to the council library's deepest chamber, a room filled with dusty tomes and forgotten artifacts. At its centre sat an ancient gilded mirror, its surface dark and rippling like water.
This is the Mirror of Illyria,
Ingrid said.
It was used centuries ago to commune with powerful beings tied to the Ley Lines. If anyone can interpret the fragment's whispers, it would be him.
Who's him?
Leona asked warily. Ingrid hesitated.
Vestinus?
Eira's breath caught.
Vestinus? He's alive.
Not exactly,
Ingrid said.
His essence merged with the Ley Lines after the Sunforge incident. His body is gone, but his spirit lingers, scattered and weakened, but still tied to the flow of magic.
Eira stepped closer to the mirror, her voice trembling.
"And you think we can reach him?"
It's dangerous,
Ingrid warned.
The abyssal corruption will make the connection unstable, but if anyone can guide us, it's him.
Eira didn't hesitate.
"Do it."
The ritual to activate the Mirror of Illyria was intricate, requiring runes drawn with crushed gemstones and spells chanted in a language even Ingrid struggled to pronounce. The air grew thick with magic as the mirror's surface began to ripple, its dark depths shimmering with faint light.
Focus on him,
Ingrid instructed.
The connection will be weak. Don't let the whispers distract you.
Eira stepped forward, her reflection warping and twisting as the mirror pulled her in. The world around her dissolved, replaced by a vast expanse of swirling light and shadow. She felt the ley lines coursing beneath her feet, their energy humming in rhythm with her heartbeat. Then she saw him. Vestinus stood in the distance, his form translucent and flickering like a flame. His crimson skin was veined with glowing light, his once fierce presence now subdued and spectral. When his eyes met hers, a faint smile crossed his face. "Eira," he said, his voice echoing, "you've been busy."
Vestinus,
Eira said, her voice wavering.
you're alive.
"In a manner of speaking," he replied. "The ley lines sustain me, but I am no longer whole. The Sunforge took everything I was." Eira took a step closer.
The Abyssal Order is back. They're using the ley lines to corrupt the land. And they're using these fragments to do it.
She held out the obsidian shard, its whispers growing louder in his presence. Vestinus's expression darkened. "The Abyssal Order seeks to invert the ley lines, turning them into conduits of destruction. If they succeed, Veldrith will collapse into shadow."
How do we stop them?
Eira asked.
The creatures are getting stronger. And the fragments...
"The fragments are anchors," Vestinus interrupted. "Each one binds the corruption to the ley lines. Destroying them without severing the connection will only worsen the damage." Leona's voice echoed faintly in the distance.
Then how do we sever the connection?
Vestinus's form flickered. "There is only one way, the heart of the ley lines. It is the origin point of all magic in Veldrith, buried deep within the earth. If you reach it, you can reset the ley lines and cut off the Abyssal Order's power." Eira frowned.
And where do we find it?
"The path will reveal itself as the fragments are gathered," Vestinus said. "But be warned, the Abyssal Order will not let you reach it, and their leader, Veldrith Thorn, is far more dangerous than you realize." Before Eira could respond, the whispers around her turned into a roar. The light of the ley lines flickered, and the darkness began to close in. "The Abyssal corruption!" Vestinus shouted. "It's trying to sever the connection." "Eira, you must." His voice cut off as the shadows engulfed him. The light vanished, and Eira was thrown backward, her vision consumed by darkness. Eira woke on the cold floor of the library, Ingrid and Leona standing over her. The mirror's surface was dark once more, its connection severed.
What happened?
Leona asked, helping her up.
I spoke to him.
Eira said, her voice hoarse.
Vestinus. He told me how to stop the Abyssal Order.
And?
Ingrid prompted.
We need to reach the heart of the Ley Lines.
Eira said.
But to find it, we have to gather the fragments. All of them.
Leona groaned.
Of course we do. Why is it never simple?
Eira's gaze hardened.
Because saving the world never is.
Thank you for listening to the Tales of Veldrith. Books 3 through 5 are now available on Kindle and in paperback. Visit mattytaylor.com for links.